Alright guys, this is part 9. I was just heading out to Falkree to get my quest set up for the Covenant, and a dragon, the Frost Dragon, engaged me. This seems to be a fairly static spawn. The first town you go to after you beat the first dragon and do some quests is going to be the Frost Dragon. So I'm going to hopefully be able to just quickly kill him. I got this axe from the Jarl, or from the Covenant. Companions. I don't know why I keep saying Covenant. The Companions gave me this axe. Once you complete that first trial and they show you that they're werewolves, you are given the ability to go to Arender or something like that. He's the blacksmith that sits up on the hill right next to Dragon's Reach and next to the Companions. And he basically makes you any weapon that you want. So you tell him what you're wanting to get, and he hooks you up with it. So I chose to get... I had a couple options for one-handed weapons. I think it was a sword or an axe. I think it was a great mace, so I chose not to get it because obviously I'm going one-handed. And I ended up... Here, let me show you what I'm currently doing. I ended up going ahead and adding the enchantment to it, fire enchantment, and went ahead and upgraded it. So it's a pretty decent weapon. Not the greatest, but hopefully it will last me for a little while anyways. Now this is Falkreath. I haven't been to Falkreath before. I do need to sell some stuff here before we go out to the next area. So let me see if I can find the general merchant. I still have quite a bit of loot from the other day. Okay, this guy's not going to help me out. I need to find the blacksmith.
It's really dead then?
Only certain merchants will buy certain things from you. What is this? General merchant might do some of the stuff.
Let me know if you see anything you like.
I can't believe we
Oh,
let
okay.
provincials like you wander Skyrim.
What a dick!
Can I get you
How
something?
about I cut your
Well,
head
no.
off?
Unlike my brother, I've no dislike of stranger.
You better
Trinkets,
not.
odds and
What a
ends,
douchebag.
that sort of thing.
It's like, didn't you just see that dragon out front that I cut into little bitty bits? Do you really want to piss that guy off? I mean, seriously? And I'm an orc, so that automatically means I'm badass, right? Alright, so I'm just clearing out some of the stuff, trying to... This is all the stuff that I looted yesterday from the second half of going back to clear out the... what was that place? Place with all the undead in it. I don't remember the name of it, but anyways, I cleared it all out. And I'm just trying to get rid of all of this extra bullshit. Sadly, it seems like most of the heavy stuff is on my person, so not going to help me out too much. Maybe I missed something. Yeah, I'll go ahead and sell that. Won't be using it anymore. Alright, I'm going to see if I can find a blacksmith real quick, because I think I have a few other pieces. So anyways, wanted to get you guys' opinion on something. I bought a TV last year. Bought it on Black Friday because I'm a cheap bastard, and it was on sale. But I think I paid like 300 bucks for it. It's a 32 inch. It's not real big, but serves my purposes. Replaced a nice 27-inch CRT TV that I'd had for about 10, 12 years. So it's definitely an improvement over that. Anyways, a couple weeks ago it started burning out on me. The inputs just weren't functioning anymore, and blah blah blah. So I thankfully had about 2 weeks left on the RMA, and was able to get it sent in, but they sent me a refurb as a replacement. So what do you guys think about getting refurbs as replacements? I don't know. Personally, I despise refurbs, because to me all that says is this was broken before, and we fixed it. We promise it works now, but considering their new ones don't work all that well, or else I wouldn't be returning it. The whole sending out a refurb thing just doesn't exactly instill confidence in your customers, but oh well, that's just my opinion. It's like, you already sent me one broken one, now you're going to send me one that's been broken before. So let me know what you think about that. Am I just being too picky, or is that kind of a douche thing to do? They did make me pay to ship it back, which is another negative thing, but I did get my Xbox shipped off, so hopefully I will be able to play some Xbox games here again in the next couple weeks once they get that back to me. Probably going to pick up Gears of War 3 and just get absolutely destroyed online. A couple of you guys were asking for my PlayStation name and my gamer tag in Xbox. For PSN, it's the same name that I go by on YouTube, TDK Pyrostasis. The Xbox is Phane TDK. That's Phaine TDK, and I'll have that in the description after the video. So for those of you that are interested in stalking me online and horribly raping me in multiplayer games, since I am terrible at console, then you will now have that option. What I'm doing now is I'm basically heading out to this coven, which is kind of interesting because coven, from my experience in most RPGs, I thought meant either witches or vampires. But I'm not the biggest lore guy, so I could be wrong about those. But these are Hargraves, so I'm not sure. I don't think that's the name for vampires in this game. The information I looked up on vampires didn't seem to show that was their name, but we'll see. Getting off the horse here so I can kill these wolves. I want to get my skill raised up. Damn, one shot. Oh, see, now that just sucks. I killed him, but like, I killed him so badass, he just left his body and stayed standing. I mean, ugh. Oh well. You could have fallen over or something. And we're going to head back out here. This should be another nice dungeon clear. This is one of my first solo quests. Once you join the companions, only their inner circle are werewolves. So you can't become a werewolf right off the bat. You have to work your way up through, I guess, to get into the inner circle. One thing is, if you are a vampire, you can't become a werewolf and then become a vampire, because werewolves are immune to disease, and the disease that causes vampirism, you're immune to it. So you pretty much have to decide whether or not you want to be a werewolf or a vampire, because you can't be both. And if you are a vampire and you become a werewolf, that is supposedly, at least from what I've read, supposed to cure vampirism. So now, as a vampire, you can apparently feed off of sleeping NPCs, and there are four different tiers, apparently, of vampirism. And as you go through, if you don't drink blood off of people, then you will slowly get sicker and sicker. Well, as you get sicker, people can tell that you're a vampire. And people don't like vampires, so obviously the sicker you get, while you get more frost resistances, which I guess would be good. I haven't seen a whole lot, I mean, with the exception of this bitch here just tried to freeze me and my horse. I haven't seen a whole lot of frost people, but I guess there's probably a reason for having it. So there's probably a lot of frost monsters, at least in some area of the game. I'm going to leave my horse here because you can't fight on the back of the horse, and I don't know if they can be killed, but he tends to get engaged by everything that we fight. And I don't want to risk losing him. So odds are he's probably like one of the damn children in this game and can't be killed, but better safe than sorry when it comes to 1,000 gold this early in the game. Later on, 1,000 gold really just isn't anything, or at least wasn't on my thief. But then again, he was a thief, so we shall see. And I don't know if this is a cave or if this is going to be an outdoor dungeon or what. Looks like there's... Alright, so it's a caster. So Coven would be a witch. I was at least partially correct. Get over it. Oh, she's gonna freeze and kite me, that miserable bitch. Oh, shit. Fuck. That frost hurt. See if I can close range with her now. Down she goes. Alright, well, note to self. Don't fuck with the witches. Holy shit. That was close. Alright, well those robes are actually worth something. What are these? That's interesting. Alright. Alright, it does look like it's a cave. So, you know, here I was talking about how you don't need frost resistances, and I just happen to be... See, that's the way it works for me. Anytime I say, oh, you don't need that, you know, then it comes over and kicks my ass real good. So this right here would be a good place to have high frost resistances if you were a vampire. Because apparently these guys are all frost mages. I'm going to open this up so we can get some skill for it. There we are. Kind of an interesting little hole there. Okay, well the problem with these guys is since they can kite me, this is going to be rather frustrating as a melee.
I knew it.
Okay, she's lightning, so that one's not bad. She's down, spider. It's down. I kind of like this being able to like two-shot things. Of course, I guess my archer could do the same thing, just from range. Alright, so I came in from there. So we've got a couple different tunnels to explore, so we'll go down this one first. See what we got. Awful narrow in here. Hopefully I don't have to kite too much, because that would end badly. She's double casting, it looks like. Yep, fire and ice. Thankfully she didn't get much off. These robes they're dropping are pretty nice, or at least the ones the witches inside are dropping. The one the guy outside dropped wasn't worth dick, but that's not too shabby. Briarheart? Okay, well. I think these are enchanting mats, so I'll go ahead and steal those. Alrighty, well that was a dead end, so we'll go ahead and keep going right. Check the next right entrance. See what we got over here. Alright, I'm hearing something crawling. But I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, there's something definitely crawling around. What the hell? That is nasty sounding. There's nothing worse than just walking through a, you know, an underground cave system and hearing something crawling around. Oh, that didn't work out right. Down you go, biatch. One thing I did find out, it seems when you're enchanting your weapons and such, like yesterday when I had that mace enchanted, I had I think 3 hits with it, and then it was dry. Well, last night I invested in one of the bigger soul gems, and when I enchanted the axe with that, it seems to have a significantly longer magic usage. So I can basically beat the shit out of people for a significantly longer period of time and still have the charge. And I believe you have to have those to recharge them. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I believe you have to have a full crystal. There's 2 types of crystals, obviously, the empty ones and the full ones. So you either have to get the magic spell that you cast on somebody and then kill them, and then the soul gem will more or less absorb their soul, or you can buy them set up, and if you have a magical effect on your weapon, like I found a bow last playthrough that every time I killed somebody, it would fill a soul gem. So those are your 3 methods. I think I said 2, but that's 3 different ways to fill them up. And then I believe from there you can, in the options menu, either at an enchanting table or out here in the public, you can swap it. Skeevers! Did she throw something at me? Fireballs. Oh, balls. She is a hag. It's not a very nice name. That's kind of cool though how she floats like that. That's awesome. And let's see if the evil hag had anything exciting up here. Doesn't really look like it. Empty wine bottles. Scatterfish scales. Is that all that's in here? Scatterfish eggs. Empty wine bottles. Snowberries. So basically, absolutely nothing. Oh, chest. There we go. It's about to be rather disappointed. Orcish Greatsword of Siphoning. 10 points of magic per hit. That's a nice thing. Alrighty, well, I will take both of those. We'll probably sell the Dwarven Sword and disenchant the other one for the effect. And there's one more little cave side thing over here, I think, maybe two. I didn't explore this area over here. No reason not to explore it while we're here. And it looks like it just runs us back to the entrance. And that's it. A couple more enchanting ingredients, but nothing special. Coin purse over here in the darkness, so that was nice. Alrighty. Well, that was the first little side quest for the companions once you join. Apparently you can do missions for every single person in there, so you just run the missions over and over again, and eventually, hopefully, work my way up in the ranks to where I can get to join the inner circle. And then once I'm in the inner circle, apparently they will either turn me or I get the option. I may just another way is if you feed on a werewolf, I think it may turn you, but I'm not sure if you're a vampire. So what I may end up doing is just turning into a vampire through one of these quests, and then simply feed on one of the werewolves, one of the guys that I know is a werewolf, and that may turn me into one. I gotta look at the drawbacks on werewolves. I know what the drawbacks are for vampires, so I'm not sure I want to be a vampire on this tune. Most of the vampires' bonuses are catered to stealth and thieves and assassin type skills, whereas this tune isn't really going to be that spec line. So I'm hoping werewolves is more of a warrior type role, and considering the companions is the warrior guild, basically all of them seem to be spec'd in that general setup. So I have a feeling the bonuses will be more melee, armor, and such related. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this
Yor
quest
says
in.
that I have the
See what we
strength of
get.
Ysgramor. I expected no less of you. And once again, you have not disappointed.
So 100 gold.
Until
Alright.
next time.
Well, that's going to conclude this video. I'll pick up the next one once I get another quest and have something relatively interesting to watch. If you liked it, please click that like button. Subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of my other videos, tips, tricks, and guides. And I'll catch you guys in part 10.
They should be